And then in the second half of the fight, they came back and they delivered such a flurry of blows. It was a knockout well before the last 10 minutes. There were heroes for Northampton in the first half. There was valiance in the second half. Johnny Sexton is man of the match for his point gathering and his poise. But Jamie Heaslip and Sean O'Brien, when they were given the front foot in the second half, just became a couple of steamrollers. Heaslip, he's moving towards becoming an Irish great. O'Driscoll, he's long been there. Foden, he will have better days. But I must say for Northampton, it's going to take this club a while to recover from what has happened today, because they were so good, so strong in the first half. What happened to them in the second half will last long in the memory. They may never suffer such an awful 40 minutes again. To Leinster, they have beaten the best of France and England all season. Northampton were the team that had the invincible run to the final, but Leinster had the harder run, and they have shown today they are not just the best team in Cardiff today, they are undoubtedly Europe's finest.
And you're right to mention the run as well. Has there ever been a more difficult route to winning the trophy when you think of the teams that were lined up against Leinster in their pool? They got two French teams, Clermont-Auvergne, who actually beat Leinster at home, but it wasn't a disgrace, that performance. They left with a bonus point, which again said so much about what they were doing in the pool. Racing Club from Paris, they were in the pool. Saracens too, in that tricky away game at Wembley against a side that has finished as a finalist in the English game, and then into the quarter-final against that giant Leicester. Home advantage, yes, but it was Leicester. And the same against Toulouse. Home advantage, yes, but it was Toulouse. And now, on the neutral ground, the greatest performance of their season, saved for this second half effort. Let's get some immediate reaction then. Will is down there gathering the men around him. The Leinster party is going to take some breaking up, but stepping into it is Will Greenwood.
I don't want to break the party up for you, Brian, with your adoring fans. Where did it come from? What happened? You didn't get off the bus, and then the second half, brilliant.
Yeah, we just, some choice words said at half-time. We knew if in the first half we could hold on to the ball, we had them in trouble. We couldn't hold on past 2 or 3 phases. So we just came out. Some inspirational words said at half-time.
Who with inspirational words?
Sexton was just phenomenal. Guy picked up 2 tries in the second half. He's a man possessed, but you know, he said some things. He said, you know, this game will be remembered if we can come back from an 18-point deficit. Sure enough, we'll remember this for a long time.
But have you ever been involved in anything like that before in your life on a rugby
Never,
pitch?
you know, 2 different halves. But we knew we had that in us. We played like that at times throughout the year, and you know, we played against some very tough opposition. We knew that if we could just play a bit, hold on to the ball, we caused them problems, and we did that in the second half.
In terms of the experience in the first half, though, what was going on? I've never seen a Leinster side play so poorly.
Yeah, we just puffed up so much ball. I spilled one when we just need to recycle and go again. That was the difference in the second half. We managed to hold on when the passes weren't on. We held on to it, and then a few of them stuck as well.
I mean, you played with some pretty special players. We'll talk about Johnny in a second, but Sean O'Brien, second half, just the ball carrying ability.
Absolutely immense. I haven't seen a performance like that, second half performance like that in ever. Well, so, man of the match by a million.
Well, let's bring Johnny in. Johnny, an outstanding performance, nerveless, couple of tries, you had it all today. You must have thought at half-time behind that pack, crikey, I want to be on the other side.
Yeah, we struggled first half to get any type of platform, and it's a tough game when you can't get that. Every time they got a scrum, they seemed to just blow us back, and we were shell-shocked a bit, and we needed half-time to regroup, and luckily we have some good leaders in this team, and we regrouped. And
I'm going to pick up on there just because Brian O'Driscoll was talking about the people who talk at half-time, and you're sort of saying they're a great leaders. He's saying one of the greatest rugby players that's ever played the game. He's saying you led it at half-time. What did you say? Bottle it.
It's just, I suppose, a bit of a rugby or a bit of a sport nerd. I like to watch a lot of it, and I just said, you see this in sport all the time. A team just comes back, Liverpool a few years ago in the Cup, and stuff like this happens in cup finals, and we had to believe it was going to be our day, and luckily we got the platform and we took our chances in the second half.
I'm going to introduce Pascal from Heineken to give you your very deserved Heineken Man of the Match. Thanks very much indeed, Johnny.
Well, man of the match there, Johnny Sexton. Jim Mallinder, well, his side, as you say, Stuart, have got a lot to come to terms with here. But in the final analysis, that first half performance is a big positive for Northampton. They are a coming team. They proved that. They've moved on from last season when they were beaten away in the quarter-final. This is an advance. It won't feel like it now, but it is.
Yes, it is, and Dylan Hartley and company, as Dorian West gives them a consoling pat, they have to remember how well they played in the first half. But what they have to do now is move on. The scrum gave them such a huge advantage, but what they didn't have was the flexibility and the ability that Leinster had to just accelerate away when the platform went the other way. And Leinster, though, are an extraordinary team this season. I said at the start of this game, there's going to be greatness mentioned. 9 straight wins wasn't to be, but what Leinster have done, those 2 wins in 3 years, and the only defeat was Toulouse in the semi-final, is extraordinary. Months ago, Brian O'Driscoll said on the Rugby Club, winning once is fine, but you have to win twice to be great. Here's a guy who has chased greatness individually all his career. He's got a Grand Slam with Ireland. He's now got 2 Heinekens with Leinster. He can say he is part of a truly great provincial team. Leinster, in adversity at half-time, proved themselves in the most unforgettable and most dramatic way today.